Pest management specialists are valuable team members to those who work in commercial kitchens. Whether the kitchen serves meals for 50 or 5,000, there are always pests looking for a meal here, and food is plentiful. The IPM program and treatments for those areas need to be strong enough to reduce pest populations and callbacks, and they must be approved for use around food. Safety is a key factor. Gentrol products are ideal solutions for long-term pest control in the commercial kitchen because they have a much lower risk than conventional pesticides. The EPA classifies hydroprene, the active ingredient in Gentrol, as a biochemical compound. It is labeled food is handled or stored. Gentrol IGR's low toxicity, extended residual, and the ability to halt the reproductive cycle of pests make for happy customers, both the kitchen staff and their patrons. The most common target pests found inside a kitchen like this are cockroaches, fruit and drain flies, and stored product pests. Let's do an inspection and see what we've got. As you can tell, there are lots of places for bugs to hide in this kitchen, and lots of hard-to-reach places where food scraps can build up. Many kitchens have tile on the floors and the walls. Tile is great for ease of cleaning, but not so great for exclusion. When the foundation settles, cracks appear and insects get in. Drains present a unique challenge because they offer a moist habitat for plenty of food for pests. Roaches are nocturnal. They forage for food when the lights go out. They thrive in cracks, crevices, wall voids, table legs, and many other locations that are tough to treat. Another common kitchen pest are drain flies. They're smaller than a housefly and live in areas where water and food residues collect. Like right here in the drain. They breed quickly and are quite a nuisance and contaminate food. And speaking of flies, there's another type that likes to cause problems in the kitchen, the fruit fly. They're small too and have a sweet tooth. They breed in and around fruit, syrup, vegetables, and other decaying organic matter. Fruit flies are a real turnoff to customers, so it's essential to get them under control quickly. During peak hours, the kitchen staff needs easy access to all sorts of food products, including grain, when preparing meals. In this flurry of activity, containers are often left open or ingredients are spilled. Products like pasta, rice, or flour are great places for stored product pests to infest. Indian meal moths and flour beetles can take up residence and contaminate these products. Any packaging with evidence of infestation should be thrown away in the outside dumpster. Now that you have a good idea of the pest you're dealing with, it's time to have an in-depth conversation with your customer about the things they can do to control and prevent infestations. First, talk to your customer about tightly closing open bags, cans, or boxes of flour, pasta, rice, or cereal. Plastic resealable bags or containers are a good option. Ask them to clean up spills as soon as possible. Sanitation is very important. The kitchen staff should be as vigilant about cleanliness as the local health inspector is. Drain and fruit flies will seek out every bit of gunk in this kitchen. Workers have to be on top of the spills and clean thoroughly at the end of the night and during slow periods throughout the day. Point out areas where food or syrup could collect during the inspection, including drains of all types, spouts for drinks, and around food preparation equipment. And of course, the floor and all food prep surfaces need to be kept clean. This also greatly reduces the pest population. Remind your customer that cockroaches like to harbor in cracks, crevices, table legs, and wall voids. Sealing them with caulk is an important step before treatment begins. So there's quite a bit of prep work that your customer must do before you apply any product. The customer should throw out contaminated products, seal open containers, bags, or cartons, thoroughly clean all surfaces, including the walls, floors, and food prep surfaces, and seal any visible cracks or voids. The inspection is done and the customer has thoroughly cleaned the kitchen and stored food products securely. Make sure that any exposed food items are removed. Now it's time to get rid of those pests. Gentrol IGR is the ideal partner with an adulticide because Gentrol disrupts the life cycle of pests by preventing reproduction. Gentrol causes sterility in insects like cockroaches and prevents pupae from becoming adults in moths and flies. Your baiting program will be more successful too, because when adult egg-bearing female cockroaches come in contact with hydroprene, they are often stimulated to feed. You can't always get all the pests with an adulticide, so Gentrol gives peace of mind from infestation rebound and any pests that could invade later on. Let's take a look at how products from Zoecon's Gentrol insect growth regulator line are used in this kitchen. We'll start with a tank mix combination with Gentrol concentrate and your approved adulticide. Remember, when using a tank mix partner, follow the more stringent label's directions. Gentrol IGR is labeled for use in food preparation and food service areas, but you want to avoid direct spraying here. Be sure that exposed food items have been removed and either cover food prep surfaces or clean them after treatment. Also remove any containers of food from cupboards or pantries. Now you can apply the tank mix in a sweeping motion over the floors, walls, and even under false ceilings if necessary. Because it will move from the point of application, the IGR will carry into many hard-to-reach areas. Be sure to spray baseboards, exposed pipes, and wall junctions. Even though the concentrate in the spray spreads out very well, you'll want to use the pin stream setting for crack and crevice treatment. Gentrol aerosol is also an excellent spot, drain, and crack and crevice treatment. Begin by shaking the can well, then applying in a sweeping motion 10 to 12 inches from the surface you want to treat. You'll be able to see the foam dissipate, making it easy to spot any missed areas. Spray the sides of cabinets, underneath shelving, in the pantry and other storage areas, and in and around sinks and pipes. Pay special attention to areas where food or spills could drip or collect. Use the handy extension tube for hard-to-reach areas like wall voids, drains, moldings, and behind and under appliances. Any area that looks like it's hard to clean needs to be treated. Another benefit of Gentrol is that it migrates to areas that may have been missed in the initial application, like cracks in grout or bricks. Gentrol tends to stick to organic matter, putting the product right where pests are going to feed and breed. These drains are a good example of organic matter. Look at the scum inside there. The hydroprene in Gentrol will stick to the scum lining inside of pipes, eradicating drain fly populations. Just open the drain screen and spray into and around the downspout, the catch basin area, and as much of the pipe as possible. Be sure to coat it evenly. You probably need to treat the drains again in 2 to 4 weeks because some of the product will be washed away in places like drains with high water volume. Follow the label's instructions for use. The great news about Gentrol products is that all of them control cockroaches, drain and fruit flies, and stored product pests. There's no need to switch to another IGR. We've covered a lot of ground in this kitchen. If this process seems labor-intensive and time-consuming to you, you're absolutely right. Cockroaches, flies, beetles, and moths have been around for a very long time. Their survival instinct is strong. You have to be very thorough and persistent in order to get them all at whatever stage of the life cycle they're in. Okay. Most of this kitchen treatment is done. The adulticide we used earlier is already at work killing the cockroaches that roam across treated surfaces. And Gentrol IGR is taking care of the future generations of roaches, small flies, and stored product pests. To finish up the job, we need to treat some sensitive areas that can't be sprayed, like appliance coils, electrical boxes, and any computer equipment. We know that roaches like to hide in these places. The best choice for smaller confined areas where food is close by and spraying isn't acceptable is Point Source. Gentrol Point Source provides 90 days of residual, has low odor and toxicity, and packaged food products don't need to be removed from shelves during placement. As an additional precaution though, be sure to check that all containers, boxes, or bags of food are securely closed before activating Gentrol Point Source devices in the pantry. Do not place the device in direct contact with food or food preparation areas. They should be at least 3 feet from exposed food. Here's a good place for Gentrol Point Source device. First, mark the month of service on the outer ring, then activate it by pressing firmly on the pouch on the side of the device until a snapping sound is heard. This means that the contents of the capsule have been released. You can attach the device horizontally or vertically. Just remove the paper backing from the sticky pad and press firmly onto a clean surface. The treatment for this commercial kitchen is now complete. Walk through the kitchen with your customer and describe all the treatments you performed today. Then set up an appointment for a follow-up visit, which would be within the next 2 weeks for drain and fruit flies. You want to be sure that the problem is completely under control. Remind your customer that there are some things they must do to help maintain their soon-to-be pest-free environment. Thoroughly clean food preparation and service counters. Sanitation should always be a top priority because even the most thorough pest treatment will fail if the areas aren't free of food sources for pests. Complete any paperwork before you leave the customer and give them some information about the Gentrol products that you used. It's an assurance that their pest problems are under control. If you have any questions about Gentrol products or the treatment process, please contact your Gentrol representative. Visit our website at zoecon.com or call 1-800-248-7763. Thanks for using Gentrol products, the smart way to break the cycle of future infestations. If you'd like to view programs about Gentrol IGRs in a residence, restaurant and bar, or hotel room, please return to the main menu.